Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mario Pedro Gould. You are now tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network. On this magnificent day, we are going to explore a very exciting topic that has to do with your ability to consistently and persistently, on a daily basis, go for whatever it is that you want in life. So, I would like to begin today's discourse by sending an inspirational message for you, which is something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, go for what you want. Now, before we go any further in today's discourse, I recommend that you get a piece of paper and a pen and do a little exercise. It's going to reveal a lot of information to you that will cause you to have a paradigm shift, cause you to have a mindset shift, which will help you achieve your goals at a more accelerated pace. Ladies and gentlemen, on this piece of paper, there's going to be two sides to it, the right side and the left side. On the right side, I want you to write down all the things that you want out of life. Actually, you know what? That is too broad. What are the things that you want to do, be, or have within the next 3 months? Short time frame is good. 3 months. What is it that you want to be, do, or have? And then, ladies and gentlemen, on the left side, write down some of the actions that you can do on a day-to-day basis, starting from today for the next 3 months, that will actually lead you towards the direction to get the things that you have said that you want. Okay? Now, ask yourself a question, and the question goes something like this. Why haven't I been doing these actions consistently, persistently on a daily basis? What is holding me back from performing the actions that are necessary to get what I want? Okay. If you are honest with yourself, we always encourage you to practice absolute self-honesty, because this leads to inner discoveries, which lead to growth, which leads to paradigm shifts in your mindset, which enable you to manifest and demonstrate the things that you most desire in life at a quicker pace. If you're very honest with yourself, ladies and gentlemen, you'll discover up until now that the main thing that is holding you back from doing the actions that will enable you to get what you want is surprise, fear. Now you're going to say, Mario, this is something that I already knew. Yes, I know you already knew this, and it's not going to make a significant shift in your thinking. But what I'm about to introduce to you is what you need to pay attention to. What I have discovered in my exploration of successful living is that anytime I am going for something that I want, desire very strongly, fear arises. And I had to start asking myself the question, why does fear always come up when I am doing XYZ? And I'll use an example today. And I discovered for myself that fear, ladies and gentlemen, is just like a smoke that comes out of a house when there's a fire. What we need to be looking at is the fire in the house. You know what I'm saying? Fear is just a signal that there's something else going on in the background that's making you get immediately frozen and not taking action. And this thing that is hiding in the back of fear, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to hit you really hard. This thing that is lying at the back of fear, ladies and gentlemen, that is preventing you from moving forward is an emotional wound, an emotional scar, something that happened way in the past, probably when you were a child, when you were younger. An emotional wound that creates a protective barrier. And anytime this protective barrier is about to be exposed, fear comes in as a protective mechanism to prevent your emotional wound from coming out. So majority of people will do whatever it takes to keep that emotional wound hidden. And that's why when fear strikes, ladies and gentlemen, they run away and not go for what they want. I had a very interesting, I'm having a very interesting thing going on in my life right now that actually made me explore this a little bit deeper and inspired me to come here and share with you, how it is that you can actually overcome all the obstacles and barriers that are holding you from moving forward. Frequently on Sundays, I go down to the farmers market to always get my vegetables, my raw foods, and I always meet a lady that is a young, ambitious businesswoman. She goes to school outside of business. Obviously, she takes care of her health. And from the few conversations that I've had with her, I have discovered some depth to this lady. And I always want to surround myself with people of a higher consciousness. So I found her attractive inside and outside as a human being. And on talking to her, repeatedly, one day I said, hey, you know what, just can I have your phone number? Can we go out for tea? Because I don't want to keep talking to her at her workplace. And she gave me her phone number. And the interesting thing that happened, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a story to entertain you. It's a story to provide you with some education, inspiration, and motivation for going for what it is that you want. I found this lady attractive inside and outside, and I said, I'm going to go for what I want. I asked for an opportunity to go for tea, and I asked for her phone number. And the interesting thing that this lady did, what most women do, I got her phone number and I called her. And I sent her a text message. And she didn't reply. And the following week I called, left a text message, and then she replied. And then, from continuous text messages, she said that she told me that she was seeing someone, so she didn't really want to go out for tea because she was hesitant. Now, I was kind of very puzzled as to why she would have given me her phone number in the first place. So I had a choice, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a very interesting example. Very interesting example. I had a choice, and the choice was, do I still stay in touch with this woman because I want to get to know this woman, or just because she told me that she is seeing someone, I say, okay, you know what, to hell with her. There's 1,000 other women out there in the world. And I easily can do that. I always jump to that conclusion. But something told me, I don't know what it is. I had an invitation within my inner consciousness telling me, just stay in touch with this woman. Stay in touch with this woman. And I resolved to, call her once a week just to see how she's doing, just to see how school is going or what's happening in her life. And there's a very good chance that she will not return my phone call, not return my text messages, and I'll see her on Sunday and it will be really awkward. But I had to ask myself a very powerful question. And the question was, Mario, what is it that you actually fear? Because one part of me wants to run away and just go and talk to other women, but the other part of me is saying, don't run away too quickly. What is it that you actually fear? Are you scared that she will not answer your phone call? Are you scared that she will not return your messages? Well, what is it that you are scared of? And this was very interesting because it invited me to look deeper in my world and discover that, yes, maybe there may be some emotional scars, some emotional wounds from when I was a child, because her saying no to me may make me feel that I am not good enough, which is not the case. So I resolved to stay in touch with this woman. Once a week, I am going to call her. I'm going to send a message until either she says that, hey, don't ever call me again, I don't want to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. Or she says, yeah, let's go and have tea. This is me, ladies and gentlemen, going for what I want. But you got to understand, me going for what I want means I have to face the possibility of rejection. Which, you know, I feel, I feel something every time I get a rejection. But I don't run away, say I'm going to stay here and discover what is it that you fear. Same thing, in my businesses, when I'm going through significant challenges in my businesses, when I stretch myself financially and make increased investments in different businesses, I get to the point whereby I begin to have a fear that, what if this doesn't work? Why is it so tough? But in those moments of fear, I ask myself the question, what is it that you fear, Mario? What is it that you fear? Okay, there may be the emotional wound of me failing in the past, affirming that I am not good enough. Okay, I can see the emotional wound. I can see the emotional wound. In the presence of the emotional wound, I am still going to go for what I want with my business. Ladies and gentlemen, fear is a sign that there is something behind the curtain that you should look at, you should address, and you should work with as opposed to run away from. If you learn the very valuable skill of facing your fears, facing the emotional wounds and the emotional scars that you have from your childhood, and actually progressing in life with gusto, with courage, with ambition, with zeal, with earnestness, regardless of anything that may have happened to you in the past, then, ladies and gentlemen, you will be setting the foundation for the beautiful tomorrow that is promised only to those who persist. Faith, ladies and gentlemen, is the substance of things hoped for, evidence not seen. Have yourself a magnificent week.